Welcome to the Coin Diva, your new go-to destination for uncovering the hidden treasures in the world of coin collecting. In today's very first video, we're diving straight into something that could change the way you look at your spare change forever. 1963 and 1997 US pennies. These coins may seem ordinary, but what if I told you that certain rare errors could make them worth thousands or even millions of dollars? Get ready, because we're about to explore some of the most valuable and elusive penny mistakes that you could have sitting in your own collection. The 1963 US penny. At first glance, it may seem like just another coin in your pocket, a small piece of American history, possibly something you've overlooked countless times. But what if I told you that hidden within the depths of those simple copper coins could be a treasure worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars? What if there were rare errors, imperfections, that turn an ordinary penny into an extraordinary find? This coin is more than just a piece of currency. It's a key to understanding the fascinating world of coin collecting, where rare errors can elevate a simple 1963 penny to something that might change your life forever. Today, we'll dive into the secrets behind the 1963 US penny, uncovering what makes it special, how to spot valuable errors, and why some of these coins could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Let's start by understanding the basics. The 1963 penny, like most pennies of the era, was produced by the United States Mint with a simple design: Abraham Lincoln's portrait gracing the front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The coin's composition was 95% copper and 5% zinc, making it distinct from later pennies made from a mix of copper-plated steel. The year 1963 is significant because it was the last year of this copper penny design before the United States Mint switched to a different approach in the mid-80s. But what many people don't realize is that while the design was consistent, the minting process was anything but perfect. As a result, the 1963 penny carries with it an interesting range of potential errors that collectors, both seasoned and newcomers, are constantly on the lookout for. These errors, often imperceptible to the untrained eye, can turn a typical penny into a small fortune. Let's start by talking about one of the most common, yet potentially lucrative errors: the repunched mint mark, or RPM. Now, mint marks are those small letters you'll find near the bottom of the coin's reverse side, which tell you where the coin was minted. In 1963, there were two major mints producing coins: the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't have a mint mark, and the Denver Mint, which used a D-mint mark. A repunched mint mark occurs when a mint worker incorrectly punches the mint mark into the die. In some cases, the worker might punch the mint mark once, realize it's too light or slightly misaligned, and then punch it again. This leaves behind a telltale sign of two overlapping marks. In the case of the 1963 Denver penny, you might see the D-mint mark appear twice, with a slight shift or overlap. These coins are much rarer than typical 1963 pennies and are highly prized by collectors, especially those who specialize in error coins. The good news is that spotting these errors is easier than you might think, especially if you know what you're looking for. By using a magnifying glass or loupe, you'll want to focus on the mint mark. If you see a slight shadow or a second D underneath the main mint mark, you've likely found an RPM. These pennies, depending on the clarity of the error, can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100s on the market. Now let's take a look at another fascinating error: the double die error. A double die occurs when the die, which stamps the design onto the penny, strikes multiple times, causing the design to appear doubled in certain areas. This can happen on either the obverse front or the reverse back of the coin. For the 1963 penny, the most common area for double die errors is in the date and the lettering, particularly on the Liberty or "In God We Trust" inscriptions. These coins will have a noticeable doubling, making the letters look blurred or extra thick. To the casual observer, it may seem like a normal penny with some wear, but to an expert eye, it's a rare and highly valuable find. In fact, double die pennies are one of the most sought-after errors in the world of coin collecting. A well-known example of a 1963 double die obverse penny, with pronounced doubling on the word Liberty, sold at auction for nearly $500, far more than the average penny. So how do you identify these errors? Start by looking closely at the date and the inscriptions. Use a magnifying glass to check for any signs of doubling. If the numbers in the year or the letters appear more than once, in slightly different positions, that's a sure sign you found a double die error. Keep in mind that the more noticeable and defined the doubling, the more valuable the coin will be. But the 1963 penny can have even rarer, more unusual errors. One of the most intriguing is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, and as a result, the design is stamped off-center. With an off-center strike, part of the coin's design may be missing or have a floating effect, like Lincoln's head being cut off, or the Lincoln Memorial appearing off to one side. Off-center pennies are some of the most valuable errors you can find. For example, a 1963 penny with a severe off-center strike can be worth thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. The more extreme the off-center strike, the more valuable it becomes. Coins with minimal misalignments may still hold value, but the rarer and more dramatic the error, the higher the price. Imagine finding a 1963 penny that struck almost halfway off-center. That coin could easily fetch over $1,000, depending on its condition. It's the kind of coin that drives collectors wild, especially when it appears in pristine condition. Identifying an off-center strike is fairly straightforward. You just need to look at the coin from different angles and check for alignment issues. If you notice that part of the design is missing or pushed to one side, that's your cue that you might have found a rare off-center error. But wait, there's more. Another error type that's quite rare in 1963 pennies are die cracks and cuds. A die crack occurs when a crack forms in the die used to strike the coin, leaving a raised line or break in the coin's design. A cud, on the other hand, occurs when a chunk of the die breaks off, leaving a blank space or a raised area on the coin. Die cracks and cuds are fascinating because they can appear in random places, often around the edges of the coin or near the design features. These errors are rare, and the most valuable ones are those that are large and noticeable. Some die cracks can extend across Lincoln's portrait or the Lincoln Memorial, while cuds can cause a portion of the design to be completely missing or deformed. What makes these errors even more valuable is that they often occur on coins with historical significance, like the 1963 penny. For collectors, die cracks and cuds are seen as intriguing imperfections, proof that these coins were struck under unusual circumstances, making them even more collectible. In fact, some die crack errors have sold for hundreds of dollars, while cuds can reach even higher amounts. Depending on the size and location of the error, a 1963 penny with a prominent die crack or cud could be worth anywhere from $50 to several $1,000s. Now let's talk about the most valuable coins of all. While errors like RPMs, double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks are all fascinating, there's one final error that truly stands out: the unique one-of-a-kind errors. These are the coins that no one expected and no one saw coming. These are the pennies that can fetch hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. What makes these coins so valuable isn't just the rarity of the error, it's also the historical context. Certain error coins are considered famous because they were discovered by collectors who were able to trace their origins to specific batches or mints. The 1963 penny, with its variety of errors, is just one example of how a single minting mistake can alter the course of a coin's worth. But how do you spot these rare coins? That's the tricky part. The key is knowing what makes the 1963 penny stand out, both in terms of its errors and its condition. By carefully inspecting every coin you come across, looking for RPMs, double die errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, and cuds, you'll be better equipped to find a hidden treasure. It's all about persistence, knowledge, and paying attention to the small details. Over the years, many collectors have unearthed valuable 1963 pennies simply by dedicating themselves to the process and keeping their eyes peeled for subtle, yet highly lucrative minting errors. The 1997 US penny may seem like just another common coin, one that's been passed through countless hands over the years. But beneath its unassuming appearance lies the potential for incredible value. Some of these pennies could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even more. To understand why, we need to dive into the world of coin collecting, where unique errors, historical significance, and rarity combine to create treasures hidden in plain sight. To begin, let's talk about the basics of the 1997 penny. This coin is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which has been minted since 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny's obverse features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse, in 1997, still displayed the Lincoln Memorial design. These pennies are composed of 97.5% zinc, with a thin copper plating, weigh 2.5 grams, and measure 19 millimeters in diameter. They were minted in two locations: Philadelphia, which produced coins without a mint mark, and Denver, which used the D mint mark. At first glance, it's just another penny, but sometimes, a closer look can reveal something extraordinary. Errors are what set certain coins apart from the millions produced each year. Coin errors can occur at various stages of the minting process, and each type of error tells its own story. Some errors are relatively common, while others are so rare that they become the stuff of legends among collectors. Let's explore the kinds of errors you might find on a 1997 penny and why they matter so much. Die errors are some of the most intriguing. These occur when the dies used to strike the coins, essentially the molds, develop imperfections. For example, die cracks are small lines or splits in the die that transfer onto the coin during the striking process. While minor die cracks might not add significant value, larger cracks, known as cuds, can make a coin much more desirable. A cud is formed when a piece of the die breaks off entirely, leaving a raised, blob-like area on the coin. Another die-related error to watch for is the doubled die. This happens when a design element is impressed onto the die more than once, creating a doubling effect on the coin. True doubled dies are rare and highly sought after, as they're distinct from common forms of doubling caused by machine wear. For the 1997 penny, a true doubled die variety could significantly boost its value, making it worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Planchet errors are another category to be aware of. Planchets are the blank pieces of metal that are struck to create coins. Errors can occur before the striking process even begins. For instance, clipped planchets are coins with a portion missing due to a mistake in cutting the blanks. While these errors are relatively easy to spot, their value depends on the size and shape of the clip. Even more exciting are off-metal strikes. These occur when a coin is struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination, or even a foreign coin. Imagine finding a 1997 penny struck on a dime's planchet. These errors are rare, and can fetch substantial prices at auction. Striking errors, which happen during the coin's production, are equally fascinating. Off-center strikes are among the most eye-catching. These occur when the planchet isn't properly aligned with the die, resulting in a coin with part of the design missing. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more valuable the coin. Broad strikes, another striking error, happen when the collar that holds the coin in place during striking fails, causing the metal to spread outward. Partial collar strikes can also create unique and collectible coins. Collectors' stories add a layer of excitement to this hunt for error coins. One collector discovered a rare off-center strike in their pocket change, a coin that later sold for hundreds of dollars. Another stumbled upon a yard sale find, a jar of old coins, and among them was a 1997 penny with a dramatic die crack. Even a child's curiosity about coins has led to the identification of valuable errors, proving that anyone can make a remarkable discovery with a keen eye and a bit of patience. If you're wondering how to start your own search, the good news is that you don't need expensive equipment. A simple magnifying glass can help you spot many errors. For those who want to delve deeper, a digital microscope can reveal details invisible to the naked eye. Lighting is also crucial. Proper illumination can make fine details like doubling or die cracks stand out. Reference guides, such as the Cherry Picker's Guide, are invaluable resources for identifying specific varieties and understanding their rarity. When it comes to the 1997 penny, the most valuable coins are often those with significant and rare errors. True doubled dies, for example, can command astonishing prices, especially if the doubling is dramatic and easily visible. Off-center strikes with a high degree of misalignment are another category of high-value coins. And let's not forget the allure of off-metal strikes, which are so rare that they can become the centerpiece of a collection. Some of the most thrilling moments in coin collecting come from auctions, where rare error coins fetch staggering sums. Imagine holding a coin that was once thought to be worth just a penny, but ends up selling for thousands. For instance, a 1997 penny with a significant error might sell for several $100s in average condition. But in pristine condition, the price could skyrocket. For those eager to hunt for these treasures, there are many places to look. Start with coin rolls from banks, where unsearched coins often yield surprises. Change jars and everyday transactions can also turn up hidden gems. Estate sales, garage sales, and flea markets are other excellent sources for old coins that might include rare errors. The key is to stay curious and always check your change. Handling your finds with care is essential. Use gloves to avoid leaving fingerprints, and store coins in protective holders to prevent scratches. Document your discoveries with photographs and notes about the coin's condition and any errors you've identified. Joining local coin clubs or online forums can also help you connect with other collectors, share your finds, and learn from their experiences. As we near the end of this journey, let's recap the highlights. The 1997 penny is part of a long and storied tradition of U.S. coinage, and while most are worth only face value, some hold extraordinary potential. Errors like die cracks, cuds, doubled dies, and off-center strikes can transform an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Off-metal strikes and dramatic planchet errors add even more intrigue and value. By using simple tools, educating yourself, and staying observant, you can uncover these hidden treasures. And now, for the final revelation. Among the most valuable 1997 pennies ever discovered was a coin with a combination of errors. A doubled die obverse paired with an off-center strike. This unique combination made it a one-of-a-kind piece that sold for an incredible sum at auction. Coins like this remind us that even the smallest details can make a world of difference. So, the next time you come across a 1997 penny, take a closer look. Who knows? You might just be holding a small fortune in your hands. Happy hunting! And may your coin searches lead to amazing discoveries. And there you have it. Those 1963 and 1997 pennies may be more valuable than you ever realized. If this first video got you excited about the hidden world of rare coins, make sure to hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the Coin Diva for more deep dives into what could be your next big find. This is just the beginning, and there are plenty more rare coin treasures to uncover. Stay tuned and keep checking your change. You might just have a goldmine waiting for you.